Hello, everybody, and welcome to Red to Chatter, the show about everything Star Wars. And I'm sick, but those two are fine, I think.
Yep.
For the most
Yeah,
part,
as far as I know.
except for like a migraine or something.
Yeah, just a headache. Those come and go.
Yeah. So yeah, my voice is gonna be not so loud and piercing as it usually is. So, so I'm actually gonna be like talking like a normal person for once in my life. So, we have quite a bit to talk about, but I guess we can talk about some of the cool stuff that we saw down at Salt Lake Comic Con. We saw some pretty cool artwork down there. Surprisingly, this year, the Mandalorian guys didn't have that big of a booth.
Yeah, they were kind of tucked back in the corner. I mean, they had a presence as always, but I didn't see like their big march or anything. But
no.
Then again, I wasn't really looking for it. I bought a T-shirt with Boba Fett on it. Probably my favorite Boba Fett T-shirt I have to date.
Is it the one where he's like that with his gun? Right?
Yeah, but the colors are just so vibrant. I should have wore it, but I didn't. That was cool.
Let's Spawn instead.
Yeah, or
he's the only one where he's got Spawn.
My Star Wars
he's got
t-shirt
Star
on.
Wars, and I got Ruby. Yeah, I saw some pretty cool because I know that you saw some pretty good Ahsoka stuff there as well.
Yeah, I did pick up a pop vinyl that I didn't have. Found two other ones that I don't have either, but I think I can still get those retail prices. I don't think I have to pay
Con prices.
The one regret I do have is not picking up the Dr. Aphra San Diego Comic-Con set with the two droids. That would have been cool. But I can probably find that at Celebration when we're out in Chicago. So
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
probably be more than the $65, but I'm sure the prices will go up by then.
Probably. Yeah, there was
Yeah.
two of them. We both looked at them like, yeah, maybe you'll come back and get that on
I was going to wait till
Friday
Saturday.
or Saturday. And of course, come back on Saturday. It's gone. They're both gone.
Yep. And my loss, somebody else's gain. Such as the toy collector's life.
Yeah.
I'm not a completist, which they talk about, I don't know if you guys have watched any of the Toys That Made Us on Netflix, that series that's on Netflix.
Yeah, I've watched it.
I watched a few of those episodes, and man, some of those people are like completists. If they don't have everything, they like raise hell.
Now Ryan's been watching the He-Man documentary.
Yeah, I'm probably more of a completist than you are.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't have everything, but
No,
I would love to have everything.
This
Right.
isn't really Star
Like
Wars.
to the scale of Steve
Since
Sansweet.
I'd love to
Yeah.
have that collection.
Of course.
But this isn't really Star Wars related, but it is collector related. Like my Sailor Moon stuff that I've just recently started collecting. Like I want to get all 9 of them. I don't want just a couple here, but I want to get all 9 of them. That's why it broke my heart when I got like those little metal plates that I can hang up on my wall, and I could only afford 2 of them. And I was like, dang it!
Right, you want to be able to get everything. That's why, personally, I've just had to limit myself to, Star Wars related, I'm just going to collect Bounty Hunters and Ahsoka, and then any sort of other little things like the Dr. Aphra that I really like.
Yeah.
And I have to limit myself to those things. Or if it's like a cool like vintage character that I really like Leia in Hoth gear, or something like that.
Yeah.
Or Leia in the Cloud City.
Or Bausch.
Or Bausch. Like any of those like characters or figures that I really like. I'm like down on the screen right now is one of Enfys Nest. I want to find that one in the vintage collection and
I want
pick it up.
the Ranger Trooper.
That one's at my work if you want it.
Yeah?
The Range Trooper.
I haven't even seen any of those yet.
I have to get that. Yeah, these are the, I'll put up the picture. These are the solo, like, new toys that have come out.
Yeah, it's the next wave.
Yeah.
Wave 3.
Wave 3 of... What was
The
Wave
vintage
2? What the hell was
collection.
Wave 2? I never even saw Wave 2.
I don't know, we'd have to look it up. It's like Wave 3. It looks like Enfys Nest,
The tank
Dr.
commander,
Aphra.
it looks like, or the tank driver.
Yep,
One of the
another
two.
Han Solo.
Akira,
Old Luke.
maybe.
No, that's
That's Dr. Aphra.
That's
Oh,
Dr. Aphra.
that's Dr. Aphra.
Yep.
What is that one?
That looks
That's
like
Han.
Is that old Han in
Looks
the
like
Bespin or in the Minok mask
That's what it looks
when
like.
they're on?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I mean, it's
It's
a
hard
long
to
ways
tell.
away from me. It's hard for me to tell.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you zoom in on it?
Hold on, let's see. Maybe. No, I
I
can't.
thought it was maybe Cassian Andor, but you're right. It's probably Han.
No, it does look like Cassian.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
Cassian Andor, I think.
So yeah, very very cool. I like those.
Drives me nuts though because we never
Okay.
get them around here.
No, and with Toys R Us gone,
Yeah, it just limits my.
just completely
Chances.
because at least they're a toy store. They order toys. Walmart's not a toy store. They only order a certain amount and then just try to sell out what they get. You know, if
Yeah.
they're not selling that well, then they don't order anymore.
Yeah,
Same with Target. Target's a little bit better, I think, than Walmart, but at least around our area.
Yeah. I'm trying to get to the. I messed up. Oh, while that's loading. We have the John Williams rumored to compose music for Star Wars at Galaxy's Edge.
That's pretty cool.
So I mean that just to get you even more immersed.
Right. I mean, you have like authentic John Williams music scores and probably original scores just for Galaxy's Edge.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Playing at the theme park while you're walking around.
Also, I don't know if I know I didn't put it on our Facebook page, but Disney will, for the first time ever, sell alcoholic beverages at the cantina
in Star Wars. It's
at Star Wars Edge.
I mean
Galaxy's
that
Edge.
makes sense.
I mean, it's just gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be so incredibly packed, though. I mean,
Oh yeah.
You imagine like Comic-Con and how you're walking around the vendor floor and it's packed. It's just gonna be like that.
Bumping shoulders with people.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like that at
well,
Galaxy's
the
Edge
Harry
until
Potter section down there in Orlando is freaking packed full of people.
right.
Yeah.
Hopefully they make it big enough. You know, like the
Harry Potter one kind of funnels you down and kind of gets you.
the
The
part where the amusement park ride is
Yeah.
like sort of congested a little bit because it's just kind of one alley. But when you go to Diagon Alley, is that what it's called?
Diagon Alley, yeah.
That's a little more open.
Yeah.
There's like city streets and
Yeah.
it spreads people out a little more. Hopefully, Galaxy's Edge is more like that, like where people can be in different sections and it's not so congested
Yeah. Hopefully so.
and bottlenecked.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty insane.
It makes me wonder if they're gonna
Yeah.
pull the Diagon Alley theme with it. Like maybe there's some place that's really hidden that that only certain people know how to get into. Like, cause Diagon Alley, it was a bit out of the way.
There's no at least I didn't
Signs.
see any signs saying Diagon Alley this way. We just happened to walk back that.
Yeah, somebody came out of there. I'm like, what's in there? Let's go.
Let's go in.
I was like, what? How was I supposed to know this was here?
Right,
Yeah.
but I think that was sort of like
The point.
the point of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a little hidden thing off on
Right.
the side that only like
Because
a
it wasn't
real
even
adventurous
It
could
was
find.
because technically it wasn't even really in the Harry Potter area.
Not
Oh,
even
No.
close.
Yeah, it was on the train ride all the way back
Right.
over.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I mean, like that would be pretty cool if they added something like that. Where they have something like hidden that you have to find or something. Like maybe you like turn a corner and you're suddenly in the Jawa's sandcrawler or something. Like that'd be cool. So the next topic that we have is Marvel unveils banner for Star Wars Age of Republic Rebellion Resistance series. So we're not really sure which one it is.
well, no, they're doing all three eras,
Oh, okay.
and they're doing one-off or one-shot comic books based around characters from that era. So you'll get
So if you go up there, right there, you get the characters.
you
Okay.
get the characters that we're getting.
So we have from the Republic, Qui-Gon Jinn, Darth Maul, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Jango Fett, Anakin Skywalker, Count Dooku, Padme Amidala, and General Grievous. Then, in the Age of Rebellion, you have Lando Calrissian, Jabba the Hutt, Han Solo, Boba Fett, Luke Skywalker, Grand Moff Tarkin, Princess Leia Organa, Darth Vader, and then Age of Resistance, you have Poe Dameron, Supreme Leader Snoke, Finn, Phasma, Rose Tico, General Hux, Rey, and Kylo Ren.
Yeah, so they'll come out. I think it has their sort of schedule when they're starting. It's starting in December of this year, and we'll finish up right before Episode 9, I think, of next year.
Yeah, yeah. So the maxi series will begin in December and end in November 19th, the 2019.
Yeah. So right before episode 9.
That's old, man. That's the stuff I can't keep up with is the comics.
Right. It's just one-offs though, so you'll get, I think, a one book.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
I think.
One book Darth Maul.
Right.
Yeah.
And it'd just be sort of like a little quick adventure, or maybe an origin.
But still, man, it's just they can't
Right.
keep up with the comic books. There's too
For
many.
that kind of thing, I would just get the characters I want to know more about.
Yeah,
like
like-
Darth Maul.
Snoke
Right.
would be
Boba
one.
Fett would be one for me.
I'd actually get the Grand Moff Tarkin one.
I wish they had a fourth era in there for Clone Wars,
Yeah,
just so I could get
like a Plo Koon or a
Ahsoka.
Ayla Secura,
right.
or like any of the freaking Jedi.
Jedi
right.
that you hardly know.
Yeah, like the one dude that got like one episode. He's like a Zabrak. He's kind of like got the darker skin. He got captured in like one episode, and then they had to go save him in the other episode, and then from then on he was never seen again. And then like the next time you see him, he is in episode 3, and he gets killed by Sidious. He's like the first dude to go down. I forget what his name is, but he's the Zabrak dude. But yeah, like I'd be really interested to see what these are. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely go to the comic book
Like
stop like around December 18th or
I'd get the
around
Count Dooku
December and check out whatever the first one's going to be out. If it's Qui-Gon Jinn, just look at it and like, okay, so that's what these are going to be like.
Yeah.
Then decide from there maybe which ones I want to pick up.
Yeah. All right. So the next topic that we have is a new Star Wars Episode 9 set photos take fans to a new jungle set. So Kashyyyk, maybe?
That's not new though. Technically,
we've
they
seen
were
Kashyyyk.
they were on that in the third episode 3, and
Right.
Hold up.
Except for Yoda was.
it can't be where what's his name is, like Lando in the final part of Han Solo movie. That was a jungle planet.
Yeah.
It's more like a forest
Yeah, it
planet
doesn't
to
look
me.
really
Not like
much
a jungle.
like a jungle.
Looks pretty, a little bit like indoor mixed with
Yavin?
maybe.
Yeah, it's like, I like the look of it though. It's got very skinny, like spindly trees.
Pine trees, yeah.
Yeah. So like, and they're very tall too. Like, really tall.
Yeah. Very straight trunks. So it's obviously
Where they
not
have
a
a bunch
place
of
that
rocks down there on
gets
the
much
ground.
wind.
Yeah. It gets much wind.
Obviously a place that doesn't get very much wind,
Yeah.
or else they'd all be leaning
Yeah.
to one way or the other.
Yeah, I'm wondering what this is all about. With all the rocks
Well, that's
and the
the set part of it. I mean, I don't know what they're
building
right.
out here.
Well, it looks pretty intriguing. It's always weird to see like set photos when they're just raw images like that, and you like can't tell what anything is.
Yeah, because who knows if
And
there's
then
a
you
bunch
actually
of green
see it,
screen
right.
stuff and all kinds of stuff.
You'll
Yeah.
never even be able to pick that set out maybe when you actually see it on the movie. Like it might flash by in like 2 seconds. You
Yeah.
never even
knows?
notice it.
Yeah. I mean,
When they could be doing a
Takadana-
chase scene through there, and they could just be running through them rocks, and that's it.
Yeah.
Or he could be taking us to the planet of Batu, a planet that serves as the main setting for the upcoming Disney theme park.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Batu I think is at Galaxy's Edge. It's
Yeah.
out near the outer. It's beyond the outer rim even.
not only
Near
is the
wild
planet
space.
described as a location notable for the lush trees, but it is also is written as a safe haven for those looking to avoid the attention of the First Order, something the Resistance needs after the events of The Last Jedi. So,
Maybe it's in the outer rim. They're going to run into Grand Admiral Thrawn out there.
oh, maybe. And Ezra. And Ezra.
And Ezra.
Both are like now grown up. An old man. I mean, I don't
Ezra
know.
would be Luke's age.
Yeah. And like, but like the thing is that how long did Chiss live?
Chiss may age, a lot slower than humanoids.
Yeah.
True. But that'd be a really cool thing. The only thing that I think would scare them off of doing that, and this has been like a problem that they've had even back before Disney had it, was like it's relying on outside material other than the movies. So like if you haven't seen Rebels and then you won't know who the heck these two are or what their significance is. And like that's the only thing I could see that would scare them off from doing that.
Right. Is that they want the movies to make sense just on their own.
Yeah, to the average fan,
to the average viewer.
Yeah.
Although you take the last scene of Han Solo.
yeah, with Darth Maul.
Right.
And his
Spoiler
metal
alert.
leg and
And most of the people, the general audience, like, I thought he died.
Yeah, true.
I thought
he
he
was
got
dead.
cut in half.
Yeah.
How is he not dead?
If you didn't watch any of Clone Wars, the anime series, or any
Rebels.
of Rebels, you have no idea he's alive.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
So, they took a chance there. For me, it worked great.
Yeah,
Oh,
me
yeah.
too.
Because I
was
guess
not
because
expecting that at all.
But I knew
He wasn't
Maul's
dead.
backstory.
Yeah, sorry. So you knew he wasn't
Right.
I
dead
think
at
that's
that
like-
time period. He wasn't dead.
I knew Obi-Wan didn't finish him completely.
I think that's the only time in a movie theater that I've actually like gasped at something like no way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was way too surprised at that.
They kept that one secret real well too.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had no clue.
No.
That was
Yeah,
coming.
like Ray Park must have just snuck in and done like one day, and nobody even really noticed he was on this.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We got ourselves a visitor.
If she can make it across, or if she's
Got an
gonna just,
attack cat.
just gonna walk across.
Go on, Katie mates.
Come on, K-mates.
Yeah, dang cat. So, next topic that we have is new evidence points to Star Wars Episode 9 bringing back Snoke. Personally, I hope that they do. Because I think, that'd be a pretty good choice. Because a lot of people were pretty disappointed in The Last Jedi with how Snoke was handled.
Well, the theory why they think he's being brought back is because Andy Serkis had to cancel a con appearance, basically, for undisclosed reasons, or because of work.
Yeah.
So they think, that's the reason why this theory is even out there.
Out there, yeah.
Is that, well, he must have canceled that to play Snoke again.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it could be a totally different character too.
But if they do bring back Snoke, my thoughts on that is that he's going to come back, like Kylo's going to have like really gone downhill, and just become like deranged almost. But he has like these nightmares, and I think Snoke's going to visit him in these nightmares. I think Vader's going to visit him in these nightmares.
Yeah.
Anakin's going to visit. Han's going to. I mean, they might even get Han Solo himself, they might get him to come back. Harrison
James
Ford.
Earl Jones is still alive, right?
Yep.
They could get him to do the voice
Easy.
again.
Yeah.
Which
He
would
did
be
the voice
awesome.
in Clone. And,
Oh, yeah. He did
in,
do.
Rogue One.
Yeah, he did do. But, like, you could definitely have maybe even Hayden Christensen come back.
Yeah. I think he's going to be tormented. Like Kylo's going to be tormented by these ghosts. Not like a Force ghost, but like
just
nightmares
nightmares.
and ghosts.
Oh,
And
yeah, kind of like what
voices
Anakin,
and
I mean,
stuff
no,
like that.
That'd be more interesting than just a Force ghost.
Yeah.
More like he sees them live and they're like,
Right.
maybe that's how the dark side guys talk to the the other dark side guys through
I mean,
the Force.
Right.
we also had the theory that in Episode 9 we could have possibly a reference to the father, the son, and the daughter coming into play in that whole
From the Mortis
arc.
arc.
That would be really interesting, too.
Again, that's a pretty deep cut, though. I
Yeah.
mean, like, people be like,
Wait, what?
Yeah.
This?
Whoa, whoa.
Right. I mean, that would be like really
But that was
going deep into Star Wars lore.
that was a definite, like, in that show, when that arc happened, that was like a definite thing that told Anakin, you're going to become Darth Vader. Because remember, he hears all the voices in his head, and then he like drops down, and then he sees the mask above him.
Yeah.
And like, I could definitely see that kind of happening to Kylo at the same time. Kind of that kind of nightmare happening.
Well, almost like Luke had the nightmare or vision or whatever when he went into the cave.
Oh, yeah.
The dark side cave.
Darth Vader, and then...
Right, or just like Rey when she went in, got sucked into the dark side.
Yeah.
Part of Octo, and she has that encounter, not with Roy Beast, with
herself,
her own demons, right?
With herself.
Yeah, so I think we're going to get something like that with Kylo, and we're going to see Snoke again. It may not be what people want, but I think we'll see Snoke. I think we'll see Vader.
Oh, yeah. Maybe even Anakin. Yeah.
And I think Anakin and Vader could be on screen together. Even,
yeah, separate.
Just torment, pulling at each side of Kylo, the good side and the dark side, and just tearing him apart.
There's so many possibilities.
It could be something really cool.
That idea, yeah.
Of course, they probably won't do it, but J.J. Abrams, I'm sure, has his own cool ideas.
Hold on. Next topic on this page. So, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order will reportedly be similar to Force Unleashed, which is awesome, because Force Unleashed was one of those games that was kind of like a hit. Like, a lot of people got it and just absolutely loved it. Loved Starkiller as a character and everything like that. I'm hoping that they do a good Star Wars game. Dang it. I want a good Star Wars game that's a story-driven experience. And, I mean, Jedi Fallen Order, it sounds like something that would happen right after Order 66.
I don't really remember Force Unleashed that much, only that it was fairly popular. I remember the figures that came out.
Yeah.
In conjunction with Force Unleashed, because those things were cool. I don't think I ever bought any, though.
Do you know, the story?
Me neither.
At all?
But is it a button-smashing game more?
No, it's more, I mean, kind of, but you use your force powers and you can, throw stormtroopers around like ragdolls. And also, you can unlock different combos. One of the favorite things about the game was it's kind of RPG elements. You leveled up, and with each level you would get different, and you could also get loot from different people. And with that loot you can craft brand new lightsabers from crystals that you find and stuff. So it was a bit like a linear button masher combat RPG type game, which blended those elements perfectly. And I absolutely love it. I think it's probably one of my favorite Star Wars games. And the story is also really great. Even though Starkiller was a bit overpowered. Just a little bit. Because he killed a lot of people. He actually killed, in the game, you actually have to go off and kill the Togruta lady. Shakti. You have to hunt her down. Because basically, Starkiller's job is to go out and find the Jedi who survived Order 66 and kill them.
He's basically like an Inquisitor.
Yeah, basically. He was like the first Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Think of him that way. But he was also Darth Vader's apprentice, which was really cool. So, yeah, I'm excited for this game, though. It sounds really good. I'm having reservations, though. I'm having reservations.
Yeah, until we see anything concrete about it.
What's it called?
May never come out.
Another thing I saw just today about just gaming in general is there's some rumors going around that EA is going to go to pure streaming, where they just allow you to stream their games. Kind of they just need to. They're still working on how to be able to do it. Well, with the download, not where you just download it. This is just where you can go on to EA's own server and just play whatever game you want that they have in their vault.
So
it would be like Netflix of
games.
Video games. So that's where they think the future of that is going.
I mean,
and EA is one of the only companies that can do it because they're big enough to do it because they have enough games.
I mean, that's not a bad idea in concept.
Yeah, because if you just pay a
monthly subscription,
$15 a month or whatever, you can play any EA game, and it won't be I have to wait for it to download. It'll be you go on, click on it, start the game, boom, you're going.
Save,
and then
and
you can save
the
it
game.
wherever you want. That's where they think the future of,
That's like-
video
so-
gaming is going.
Right. So are they going to eliminate even the necessity of needing an Xbox or a PlayStation? You just buy
a little box
a thing.
on and hook it up to your
That
like the
might be
Roku.
that might be what happens. Is they can eliminate the need for
See now,
the Xbox or the PlayStation or whatever. As long as it's their game, you would have to. They're still working the details out, and it's probably years away.
Because
But
the
that's
button
what they're.
configuration is
That's
always
where
different.
that's where they're wanting to go with it.
I mean, that's kind of how PCs are when you really think about it. I mean, you download the game once, and then you have like this endless library basically of games, and you click on one and you just start it up, and it's going more towards that direction. And I could see EA making a Roku type device where you go on, you turn it on, and then you pick which system you want out of the games, and then
you might have multiple controllers. Yeah.
hell, you could even do something really cool with it, like, hey, you want to play some of the really old games,
Yeah, that's why they think they're
Right.
going to do it, is because you'll be able to pull out. I mean, it may be like some of the streaming services where you have to wait for them to rotate games in and they rotate them out, which would suck because if you're in the middle of a game and all of a sudden it's gone. But
hopefully they keep your save status.
yeah, so when it comes back around or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's what I think the future of
That
video
would be
gaming
another
is
hurdle.
going.
That would be another hurdle is the save status.
Yes.
Being able to save your game.
I mean,
if it saved it to the little Roku box and then that's the thing, that style of little box, that's what kept you where you're at, or
Netflix
kept the communication
Yeah,
between.
like I said, this is they're in the early stages of trying to
That would be
figure this out. But I think that's where the future of gaming is going to go.
I mean, granted, TV, Netflix is different, but Netflix has that thing where it saves your status on an episode, no matter how long you've been away from that show.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can start up exactly where you left off.
I just went back to start not rewatching, but pick up watching Voltron.
Yeah.
And it knew exactly where I was at in season 4, episode 2.
So yeah, they could
Started
easily
watching.
just do something like that.
And then another thing they might do is for the smaller gaming companies is buy their content,
yeah.
Right.
or for a certain or give them sharing,
Right.
money
Yeah,
sharing.
see, I could see this
Every time your
turning
game
into...
gets down or gets played, we give you some of that.
Yeah.
or whatever.
A percentage.
I
Yeah,
could
you
see
get a small percentage.
it being and this is honestly where I think the future of gaming is going. I can honestly see a complete end to having 3 consoles, and instead it's just gonna be one. I can see Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo just one day deciding, okay, and just merging into one super company, basically. And
That'll be a monopoly, though. I don't know that it'll ever be
yeah,
allowed to happen.
Allowed to happen. Well, not that, but it's also 3 different countries.
yeah, very true.
Right.
I mean
that's-
Sony and Nintendo are both in Japan.
Sony isn't Sony Korean?
Are they?
I don't know.
I'll have to look
I
that
thought
up.
they were Korean. Maybe I could be totally wrong. But the only reason I don't think that will happen, what might happen is the video game makers just totally go away from that and go to a style of where you have your streaming and that's all
Right,
where all
well,
the
maybe-
content goes, and then
Maybe
the consoles
EA doesn't do
the
it.
consoles disappear.
Right.
And they
maybe
could
EA
have-
doesn't do it. Maybe PlayStation does it, and Xbox does it.
Yeah, you have
and
to buy
Nintendo does it.
Xbox
Streaming
service.
Yeah,
and- yeah. So
you
that
know,
might be where it goes to.
like the Roku has, where you get to choose your Netflix, your Hulu,
Yep.
and your Vudu.
Yeah, so that might be where it goes.
Because I would definitely subscribe to that, because if I can go back and play all those games that I used to play when I was gaming,
Castlevania.
right, that would be cool for me.
Yeah.
Because I can play Castlevania right now. I got the little Nintendo
Oh yeah.
box,
Played it yet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's almost impossible. I'll tell you what, it's almost impossible. But I think it's because it's a small box, and I think the controls aren't as
Responsive?
When you touch the button, it doesn't exactly happen when you touch the button.
Yeah.
So
You
I
almost
think
got to anticipate.
right. So I think it's not as responsive as it even was when you had the actual cartridge and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So I think, but yeah, I'd definitely go back and I'd get all 3 of them.
Yeah,
probably.
same here.
Well, maybe Xbox and PlayStation, although there's
There's some
completely
pretty good
different
stuff
franchises on each one of
There's
those.
some pretty
game
good stuff on
franchises.
Nintendo.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Star Wars.
I was gonna add a little bit more. I was gonna say, and then you could have like streaming exclusive games where they're not made for any of the consoles, and they're just like maybe that's where indie developers can come in and make their own games on the streaming service, like on the actual huge streaming service, and then you could play games on that.
Yeah, more than likely it's just going to be those companies buying their content. Like, we'll buy your game, and we like your game, we think it'll work on our...
Yeah.
And we'll just give you,
Right.
We spent this much money making it, well, we'll double that money, and boop, now it's on our streaming service.
Just set up contracts like Netflix does with all the different movie makers.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be like a company. I could see Roku even doing it like, hey, we're going to make like the Roku gaming machine.
Or Amazon.
Or Amazon, yeah, where they make like a specific device just for streaming games. That would be very interesting. Anyway, back to Star Wars. So the next topic that we have is Marvel rolls out artwork for new extensive Star Wars series, which is the
right, back to the
comic books.
one-off. Yeah, I'm going to keep calling them one-offs, but they're not. They're one takes, if you will.
But it's very cool. I like it a lot. It's like, yeah,
it's got all the eras,
major...
right, and all the characters that you're going to be able to follow through each of the one-shot comics.
I like the just tiny Jabba the Hutt in the background, kind of looking a little bit like, looks a little bit nervous. Don't know what's going on there, but wait, who's that? Oh, that's
Count Dooku.
Count Dooku. Okay. See, I wish they kind of made like, at least in the Age of Republic, one that I would think would be interesting to make is just a Palpatine one.
Right. He's not in any of them.
No, yeah.
Nope.
Except for maybe. But, except for maybe Snoke. No, I'm just kidding. But like, yeah, he's not in any of them.
He is like the biggest one that's missing.
Yeah.
And I think he could cover 2 eras. He does cover 2 eras.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I mean, he's just as important during the Age of the Republic as he is during the Age of Rebellion. If not more important during the Age of Rebellion.
Yeah.
Palpatine is probably my favorite character in Clone Wars. Like, one of my favorite characters. Because who he is.
Yeah, it just drives you nuts. So they're all telling him all the secrets. Like, shut up,
right?
You stupid Jedi!
Don't you see it?
He's right there. You're telling the enemy everything.
He is like so perfectly manipulative that it's just it's.
Well, you
awesome.
think that eventually they would have figured it out, though? We're always getting. How are we always like behind?
Why are we always one step behind?
Yeah.
Every time.
Right. It has to be somebody who knows what we're doing. Yep.
Yeah. So the next topic that we have is about the Star Wars Resistance TV show. We're meeting the Aces.
Yeah, so last time we met the other crew.
The Fireball.
Yeah, the Fireball crew. Now this is the
Aces crew. So
and if you haven't watched the little trailer that goes along with it, it's definitely worth watching.
I'll have to watch it later. So this is kind of what they're talking about. The video presents a group of pilots known collectively as the Aces, who are the top pilots on the Colossus, which I guess is the training ground.
It's the name of the space station. It's the name of the little fueling station that they're all reside on, I guess.
And kind of train on and all that. The Aces are made up of Tora Doza, who is the girl in the middle.
The girl in the blue.
Hype Phazon, who I think is the Rhodian. Or is it...
Let's see, Griff is the old guy on the right.
That guy?
Yeah, he's the old ex TIE fighter pilot.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So has his TIE fighter helmet. That's what I was wondering. I'm like, that guy got a TIE fighter helmet on?
Yeah, he's an ex TIE fighter pilot. Yeah,
well, I guess so is Wedge Antilles, right? Or no, who was it that's in that? In the Rebellion? Wedge Antilles.
Yeah, Wedge.
Yeah. He was he was in the Academy.
Yep.
You're right. Hype Phazon is the
Rhodian.
I mean, technically, Han Solo was too.
Yeah.
Hype, is probably the Rhodian.
Yeah, he is.
Freya is the white, the really Snow White kind of cyborg alien, robotic-looking one.
Yeah, almost looks like what's her name from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh, Nebula?
Nebula.
I was thinking Sunny from iRobot.
that too. Sonny from iRobot.
Yeah, I was thinking him. And then Bo Keevil, which is, I think he's the same race as Plo Koon.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Whose voice actor was not revealed. Which I like that you can kind of tell from his name that he's the same race as Plo Koon.
Right.
They kind of have the same...
Bo Keevil,
Plo Koon.
Plo Koon. I mean,
Yeah.
Sorry, I have that.
They
Two
kinda,
names.
Yeah.
Real short first name, and then Clune Keevil.
Yeah. It's very interesting. But I like the designs a lot. That's one thing.
I'm looking forward to seeing this, even though it's more geared towards 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds.
There you go.
After you watch this,
blown up shot of it.
this one for me set me over the top. Yep, I'm definitely watching it. The little
This comes
featurette
out
that comes out with these guys.
When's this come out? October or November?
First week of October 7th or 8th.
Okay.
So real soon.
Yeah, I have to make sure I set my DVR.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'll have to come over here and watch it.
And the last thing that we have to talk about is Star Wars slowdown confirmed by Disney CEO.
So basically, what they're talking about is Bob Iger, the head of Disney,
Yeah.
just came out and said we're going to see a slowdown in the movies.
Like making the movies?
Right,
How often they come out?
Right, how often they're put out, which coincides with what we know. They
Be quiet. This is our show, not yours.
put on hold the possible Obi-Wan movie, the possible Boba Fett movie are all on hold.
Mm.
We still do know that, according to Ryan Johnson, he's still working on his trilogy, and Bob Iger, I think even in the article, commented about the Benioff and Weiss.
Yeah, he says, I made the timing decision, as I look back, I think the mistake that I made, I take the blame, was a little too much too fast. You can expect some slowdown, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to make films. J.J. Abrams is making episodes 9. We have creative entities, including David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, who are developing sagas of their own. So sagas.
That means 3.
Right.
No.
That just means
Oh, wow.
Trilogies are 3.
sagas
Sagas are usually 6. That's usually how long a saga is.
He might have just used that word, but
Maybe, yeah.
sagas are more than 3. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Their own, which we haven't been specific about. And we are just at the point where we're going to start making decisions about what comes next after JJ's. But I think that we're going to be a bit more careful about volume and timing, and the buck stops here on that.
it had nothing to do with volume. It had to do with timing.
Yeah.
Right.
And
You would have put that you would have put that Han Solo movie out
In
this
December.
It would have freaking
knocked it out of the park.
yes.
The problem was, I don't know why they intentionally set it up to compete directly with their other big tentpole movie of the year,
Yeah.
Stupid.
Avengers.
And Deadpool 2.
Well, that's not their movie, though.
I
That's
mean,
just a...
yeah. But they knew it was coming
Right,
at that time. Dogs
Right,
are barking.
Yeah, Avengers will crush Deadpool any day of the week, they could come out on the same weekend, and Avengers is going to win that battle.
Yeah.
Solo, on the other hand, was going to be a smaller movie anyway.
Yes.
It was designed to be. So to put it out against those two movies was just a bad idea.
Stick with the December time releases, man.
I know for a fact, though, people are, since it's now on DVD and Blu-ray.
It's coming up Tuesday.
It's coming up.
Tuesday. If it
Tuesday.
was already,
It's on digital download right
if
now.
it was out, I would already have it. And I already watched it.
But it's coming out.
Tuesday,
And I've heard a lot of people are saying, I never saw it in theaters, but I might actually pick it up.
That is the sentiments I've heard across the board. Is the people who have already watched it on digital downloads that they've purchased or watched through a friend or whatever. That
I guess
they are upset
that they didn't go see it in the theater.
This movie is awesome.
Yeah.
It's such an enjoyable, fun ride. Mm-hmm. Those are all the comments. I haven't heard or read, I'm sure there's some out there, but I haven't hardly read any negative comments about people who didn't go to the theater to see it.
Yeah.
but have seen it on streaming. Like, what is people complaining about? This movie's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, or-
That was the problem. They got so much negative press because of the having to switch directors and having to spend more time on it, reshoots, and then it just that makes some people go, yeah, I'm not going to spend my money on that. But they also have the problem of they already spent their money on freaking, a lot of most people out there don't have tons of money to spend on movies every month.
right.
They've got maybe, hey, you know what? There's 3 movies coming out this month. Which one do you guys want to go see? I want to see the Avenger movie. Well, that's the one we're going to go see because that's the one we can afford
There's
to
our
go
budget, right? Because
see. That's my budget for this
you
month.
take yourself and your significant other and your two kids. That's $100 night if you get popcorn and sodas for everybody.
Yeah, if you get something to eat beforehand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easily $100 night.
So they're right there. I mean, they already. That's why they got hosed. End of the month, plus 2 big movies before them. Most people don't go watch more than 1 movie a month, if even that.
Right. Whereas you put it out during Christmas, they might still only go see 1 movie, but they're probably going to go see the solo movie based on the other movies coming out around that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because currently, I think you have like Mary Poppins coming out, which would be directly
Conflicting with their own company.
But they could have moved Mary Poppins to closer to Thanksgiving if they needed to. But whatever. I mean, I love Solo.
So do I.
What other people think about it doesn't really concern me at all.
If you haven't seen it, it's great.
Yes, it is a must-watch.
Oh, yeah. I love it. It's a great movie.
And I went and saw it 3 times in the theater. So
Same here.
I saw it more than that. I probably saw it 5 times in the theater.
Yeah. It's just...
And just staying on the topic of movies, I mean, The Last Jedi was pretty... I don't think it's as divisive as people want to claim it is.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the Rotten Tomato score, it's like the 4th highest one of all 9 of them.
yeah,
It's got the 4th highest score.
there's just the loudmouths out there that really.
Yeah, look, 7.2 out of 10, 91%, and 85%.
Right. So, I mean, I just watched it 2 days ago. I put it in. And I just told myself, I'm just going to watch this. And it's hard to do. I'm just going to watch this as a movie. I'm not going to,
Don't think
kick
about
back. I'm just going to watch it.
Don't think about the Force Awakens before.
Right, and just watch it. I found myself loving that movie more and more and more. I watch it, and it's because it is different.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's not the same as some of the other ones. And it had to be different because of where they put it in the timeline immediately following another movie.
Yeah.
So
that really put constraints on Rian Johnson and what he could do.
right, it sort of put him in a little box that he had to play in. Could he have just done like a little scene of them escaping? That first initial escape, right? They get away.
Yeah.
And then time jump after that? Sure.
Could have.
Could have done that, but that might have confused more people than it didn't confuse, so.
Yeah. So here's kind of like a picture. I just found this kind of looking around. It's a picture of the Last Jedi comic.
Yeah, it's from the Last Jedi comic.
And so it's Luke, and it's when he's dying. And it says,
Yeah.
and so
Giving himself back to the Force. That's what I think.
And so it ends as it began, by the light of two suns before stepping into a larger world. Is the narration
Right.
of his departure.
I still stand by my theory that Qui-Gon didn't disappear because he wasn't ready to die at that time. Mm-hmm. I mean, he died because of consequences of battle.
The battle, yeah.
Obi-Wan gave himself up
Yeah.
to Vader striking him down. He
mean,
knew what he was doing.
Look at all the Jedi who die in Clone
and
Wars.
disappeared. He faded.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yoda knew he was dying from old age.
Yep.
Gave himself to the
He
Force.
faded. Luke did the same thing. He knew that this last ditch effort was probably going to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he might have had the strength to survive it because he pulled himself back up on that rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he just didn't it's time for me to go.
Yep. I'm gonna give myself to the Force.
Faded.
Yeah.
And no other Jedi does that ever except for those 3 who knew it was their time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kanan, right? I guess Kanan got blown up,
Yeah.
So, but I mean, like all the rest of
That
them
was
that
on
got
battle,
shot,
though.
yeah, that got shot down in Order 66, they didn't, you know, their bodies didn't disappear.
No, because I was in the heat of battle. They weren't giving themselves to the Force.
Well, they
There's a difference
weren't ready to
between-
die. Yeah,
But
There's a difference between giving yourself to the Force and being killed.
yeah. There's a difference between accepting death and death, like literally knocking you in the face.
still, to me, one of the biggest plot holes in all of Star Wars is how Anakin became a Force ghost. Because he didn't really give himself to the... He didn't disappear when Vader died.
Yeah.
Vader died... I mean, he knew what he was doing, was probably going to kill him
Yeah.
by throwing the Emperor, but he didn't fade. They had to burn him. Mm-hmm. But how he learned to become a Force ghost, because if you go back and you watch the Qui-Gon stuff and how he learns about this stuff and
Teaches
teaches
Yoda.
Yoda basically
Uh-huh.
on Dagobah.
Yeah. And then Yoda teaches Obi-Wan at some
Right.
point.
And then obviously Obi-Wan and Yoda as Force ghost probably taught Luke.
Yeah. How to do it.
Or Luke learned from all the texts he was reading. I mean, he had all those texts. He probably came across the same thing Qui-Gon did, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still the biggest plot hole to me is how Anakin became a Force ghost. I mean, it was a nice sentiment at the end of Return of the Jedi when, well, that's all the movies we're going to get, and that's all we know about Star Wars.
True.
It made sense then, but now it doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great sentiment at the end of that movie.
You could make the argument, I guess, that his soul was split in two. And so, when he was Darth Vader, that Anakin was already dead by the time Darth Vader came into being. But then, maybe his ghost possessed Darth Vader at the last second to save, his son. And then just kind of took Vader with him. In that, because maybe he knew he was going to die. And maybe the body that we see is Vader, not Anakin. Maybe once,
He's got two different...
souls.
Almost two different souls inside of him. One's a dark one, one's a light one.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Well, I mean, Vader made the conscious decision to not let... bye.
Bye.
Made the conscious decision to not let Luke die.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, he decided watching his son die was worse than, anything he's ever witnessed or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like all that came to a head right there. So he's like, man, I'm just going to throw Palpatine over the edge.
Yeah.
It's like, and if I do survive it, who knows what Vader would have decided to do. Mm-hmm. Maybe he would have decided to still try to turn Luke to the dark side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
But once he realized he was dying, then, Luke's like, I have to save you. And it's like, you already have. That's when Anakin, finally sort of comes to the surface.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I think. I think, Vader and Anakin are completely two different people. When Anakin died that day on Mustafar,
well, most of him
died that day on Mustafar, and maybe he was just the other conscious mind of Vader came to the forefront, and Anakin's consciousness was kind of just pushed to the back, and he was back there for a very, very long time, 18 years or 20 years, and then finally he jumped back into consciousness at the very end. So that's my theory into it.
Still doesn't explain who trained him to be a Force ghost.
No. Very true. Yeah.
We're wrapping up.
So I hope that you guys enjoyed this
64th.
64th?
Fifth, sixth, somewhere in there.
A perfect square.
If it is 64.
If it is 64. Perfect square episode of Red 2 Chatter. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed. Jay, where can people find you?
You can find me posting most of the things we post to our Facebook page, Red2 Chatter, and you can find me over on Instagram at JWilsonByDesign.
You can find me on YouTube as well under Major Glitterix. Link down in the description below. I'm trying to record more and trying to upload more. And recently just got a new game that I'm recording, which is Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4, which is so much fun so far. I'm absolutely loving it. So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun over there, so please come over and check me out. And I do believe that's it for today, and we will see you guys all next time.
Laters.
Bye.